Hello guys, welcome back to Pause and welcome back to Parkitect. So it's been an absolute age since we've done anything other than the scenarios here in the game. Now I did have a full build series on the channel about 2 years ago where we started putting together the basics of a park when this game was still in very early access. Since it's been released, all we've done is played the scenarios. But I thought it's about time we come back in and actually do something creative from scratch. So welcome to Willow Creek Park. That is our new mini series that we're going to do over the next sort of couple of months here in Parkitect. It's not going to be a massive theme park, but it is going to be relatively well themed. I'm not sure exactly on the location just yet. I haven't got that far. Whether it's going to be British or European or American, not really sure yet. But it is going to be a relatively small family-run park. I'd say somewhere between Drayton Manor and Alton Towers, for anyone who's in the UK, is the kind of thing we're going for. So that's my plan. I don't know how big it's going to become. I've got quite a big map. As you can see on the footage you're watching at the moment, is all in scenario editor on this first episode, and all we're putting in really is the foundations, so the park entrance, the car park and that kind of stuff. So from episode 2 onwards we'll get into the actual park itself and start building inside. But yeah, for today it's just scenario, getting the map all sorted, and I've got a relatively big map to play with, so we can make this park as big or as small as we want really, and we'll just see how we get on with it. So that's the plan. Halfway through the footage today, in this time lapse is over about 3 hours over different sessions. I do add some mods in about halfway through, just to help with some of the building aspects, and we also add in some one of the mods which helps with the car parks, so roads and lines and signage and that sort of stuff. So this will be using some mods, not loads, but it will be using some. So yeah, generally the idea then, like I mentioned, is going to be a relatively budget park, but with some little bits of theme in here and there. So it's not going to be a sort of Disney quality of build, but it's also not going to be an amusement park style either. There's going to be sort of a mix in the middle. So all I'm doing here is a very basic entrance structure. I want the idea that the entrance of this park has been improved over the years, but generally it's quite an old building that has been there for quite some time, and the actual entranceway up to it has been re-landscaped, but the building itself is quite an old structure, and that's kind of what I'm going for here with this little build. It still needs a lot more detail, but like I said, this first episode was just to sort of get a feel for the area, put in some of the utilities, and like I say, get the car park and road systems in. It's not exactly true to scale. I mean, you'll see at the end when we get the car park in. It works. It's implied that it's there, and as you can probably imagine, it is going to be that big section of land to the left of this plaza. So yeah, it's not. A bit of it's coming down to imagination. I imagine there's a little bit more there than what you can see. So it's probably a bigger car park, but I don't know. You get some realism into it. So yeah, there's going to be a mixture of all kinds of different rides I want in this park. I'm not 100% certain what we're going to do with regards to themed areas just yet. That's something we'll get into as we get down there. But there's definitely going to be some themed aspects. There's going to be some coasters, some flat rides. I feel some water rides, log flume, that kind of thing. So there's going to be a good mix of stuff going in here. And like I said, there will be bits of theme in there as well. So yeah, I don't know if we're going to put anything like hotels or anything like that in. I mean, it's all open for future proofing really. We're going to leave a lot of space, probably to the right of the entrance plaza. So if we do want to put anything in there a bit later on down the line, we can do, in terms of like a hotel or maybe like an entertainment area, you know, a bit like a Disney Springs, downtown Disney kind of area. Would go nice maybe on the right hand side. But again, I don't know how the scope of this park, if I'm being completely honest, just yet. I just wanted to do something in the game because it's been, like I say, a while. The last park that I did, like I say, it was about 2 years ago. and it was very early on since this game came out. It was actually before I even played Planet Coaster. I did quite a lot of episodes on it. They're all still up on the channel. And we used like a volcano as the kind of central castle kind of weenie in the middle of the park. And we did like a spoke, a branching path kind of design. I don't know if we're going to do that on this one. Haven't really decided that far ahead yet. But there was, I think we did like a western area. I did like a little dock with like a lighthouse. And then it had a main street, so I'm not going to sort of recreate that park, but I might take little bits from it, because there were some nice bits in that. And so yeah, if you ever want to go back and watch that, as I say, it's all still up on the channel, so if you ever want to have a look, it's there somewhere. We just kind of gave up halfway through, if I'm being perfectly honest with you. When we got Planet Coaster, I stopped playing, really. So it's the right time now to come back into this. So back to the footage, this top section that you can see here that I'm working on is a service road, and this is just for staff access, deliveries, and trash collection, that sort of thing. And it's a separate road, and it is fenced off from the guest area, and that is going to be a big part of this park, is that I want it to be realistic in terms of segregating the guests and the staff. And there's a lot of tools in Parkitect that you can do that with all the hidden depots and staff rooms, staff paths, all that kind of stuff. So that is something we are going to utilise. And I want to get a bit of that here into this entrance. So there's a wall between the car park and the staff area, and like I say, it's segregated on a road, and that'll continue in the park as well. So we'll try our best to keep the staff separate, because it does affect the guest opinions in parks in this game. So even if you just see people carrying like stock through the parks or stuff like that, the guest opinion is affected. So that's something we need to keep an eye on. So the last little bit of this footage today is just putting in the rest of this car park. So it's not the most exciting footage, but this first episode is just kind of like an introduction to my thoughts and to the park. And like I said, this is the entrance area pretty much done by the end of today, and then from the episode number 2 we'll get into the park and start building the entrance area. I'm not going to go down a sort of ticket booth kind of route in this one. We'll just assume that entrance building over the ticket gates, or the entrance gate, the turnstiles, we'll just assume that's going to be the where you buy your tickets. But once we get in the park, like I say, in the next episode, we'll start putting in some buildings at the entrance and maybe a couple of rides. So I do want your guys' opinions, so let me know what you think. If you've got any ideas for certain rides, coasters, themes and that kind of stuff that we can put in the park, do let me know, and I'll try and give it a couple of days between each recording session so I can take on your sort of views and opinions. I'm going to try my best to make this quite interactive. So yeah, do put your suggestions in, and also bear in mind that this is going to run alongside any other content here on the channel as well. So there's going to be a new update coming from Planet Coaster in just over a week. So I'll try and do weekly episodes of this as well as anything else that comes on the channel. As I'm planning to get Planet Coaster stuff back in the next couple of weeks. So yeah, bear with me. I think we'll get back into the World Discovery Park very soon, pretty much. And I think when the new DLC drops in, like I said, just over a week, we'll probably get back into that park. So this is going to act as a second series on the channel. So yeah, let me know your thoughts, suggestions, all that kind of good stuff down below. But yeah, like I said, generally today this is it. We are building the car park, the service road, and the entrance, and a few little bus stops and stuff. So one thing actually I do want to ask anyone who's a bit more experienced on Parkitect, because I've been away for a while, if there's any good mods out there which you recommend, please let me know. Like I said, I've got a couple on during this build, but only about 3. So yeah, if there's any really useful mods out there, please let me know. I'd love to be able to check them out to make this project a little bit easier. So that's about it for today. Thank you guys ever so much for watching. If you have enjoyed this, don't forget to give us a like down below, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all of the content, Like I mentioned before, if you do have any suggestions or input or any ideas that you want to put into this park, please let me know. Drop those down below or contact me through any of the methods. It's all in the description. And like I mentioned, I do want this to be quite a community project, so please get involved, and I'd love to read your comments and take them on board and try and actively improve what we're doing. We're using your suggestions. So yeah, that's the plan with this park. So welcome to Willow Creek, and I'll see you probably next week for episode number 2. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next time. Bye.